Peace, family. This is brother Old God from In the Black Hip Hop News. We got a special interview with my brother, your brother, Sam Anthony, 1/3 of R&B supergroup 120. Check him out right now. Exclusive interview. You heard it here first. The next stars to pop. Peace and enjoy. Wondering where can we find 120? Let them know. Where can they find you? Who are y'all currently signed to right now? Are you independent or people want to know?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So we're currently signed to the independent label Rock Boy Records. That's held under DR Period, super legend producer. He's produced many hit records in the 90s, your Annie Ups, your Hey Ma's, you know what I mean? Produced for Jay-Z, MOP, you know what I mean? You name him, he's done it, you feel me? So we're under the tutelage of mega producer DR Period, signed to Rock Boy Records under distribution of Sony Red and Whatever Okay. Just doing our thing, you know what I mean? It's independently owned, but you know what I mean? We got a lot of headway with us, so we're doing good.
Right. What's your next single that's dropping?
That's currently actually why Nico and Baby Boy aren't here. We're in meetings right now discussing the next single. We got plenty of records. We did a hell of a lot of records in 2016, and we're excited to start dropping them in 2017. Very excited for the new year. Very excited to see where 120 is going and have you guys here and get a good feel on the where 120 is going. You feel me? So that's currently in the works. That should be given to us within a day or so, and then I can definitely get back to Old God and let y'all know and shoot the video shoot the video to him, shoot the single to him, and let's get this going pop. Should be a dope one. Should be exciting.
So I want you to name some of the top artists that influenced you into wanting to get into music. You have to name the top artists that influenced you. Can we hear that?
Absolutely. We'll start with some of the singers. James Brown. I loved his aggressiveness. I loved his soul. I loved how he made people move. That was obviously one of my top influence. The MJs, you know what I mean? I loved the Jodeci's because they came at you hard. They sang, but they looked like me. They acted like me, so I had a familiarity with them. And then I get into my hip hop side, my Jay-Z's. You gotta respect his hustle. You gotta respect his grind. You gotta respect his evolution. How he took it from the streets and made himself into a mogul. You know what I mean? You gotta respect his hustle. The 50 Cents also same toolish. You know what I mean? Definitely people like that.
Who you think is your favorite rapper in the game right now? 'Cause I know we can't. We come up together. If y'all don't know,
right.
You know what I mean? This is fam right here.
Absolutely.
So, who would you say is the best rapper and the best up and coming rapper right now in the industry?
Best rapper in the game right now, in my humble opinion, I'd have to go with Kendrick. That's my man. It's very he could hit people in different ways and hit people with different emotions. Some people say he's dope. Some people think he's too conscious. Some people think he's whack. I personally think he's on top of his game right now, only evolving to be better. You know what I mean? I would say him. Close second, J. Cole. I'm into the lyricist. I'm from the 90s era. You know what I mean? Where you had to come with real rhymes or you get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language. You know what I mean? You couldn't come with anything less than that. No disrespect to any of the rappers doing anything right now.
Right.
But I would have to say Kendrick 1, J. Cole 1A for the same reasons. And then you gotta go pretty much outside of that. I mess with their camps, but then you know what I mean? It's a shoot for the rest. It's a dog pile for the rest.
I like to ask a lot of artists this question. What do they think about ghostwriting? Because you hear a lot of people saying that they make no bones about it. I heard Rick Ross say it. He makes no bones about if you think that I'm sitting in the with a top rapper in the booth and I could do 10 songs a day, he said best believe I'm writing for some of these artists you see me with. He didn't name no names. So how do you feel about ghostwriting, and does that take away from you as an artist? Or what do you think about that in the industry right now? A lot of people are being exposed for that.
It's a very interesting game in itself. See, I'm a writer, so I understand that as a writer, it's not difficult for us to go and without even music, bust out song after song after song. I have a book I can show you right now, song after song after song. I have a book over there. You know what I mean? It's not hard for me to articulate how I feel, put it in a word, and manifest it into song. A lot of your entertainers, I don't want to say they're lazy, but their energy when you start directing it into the storytelling, it gets difficult for them and it starts consuming time. When you're in a game like we are in the music industry where everything is about right now, right now, right now, right now, that time consumption can become a bit of a bother. So when you have somebody like myself or like a Ghost or whoever the Ghost, Rick Ross, for example, and who can bust out rhyme after rhyme after rhyme, song after song after song, and can deliver it and coach a person who can easily take that coaching in the studio and make it sound crazy on radio, crazy on wax, then it makes a lot of sense. And when people have the money to do it, and you can be quiet about it, hence the word ghost, you know what I mean? It's a win-win. But now with the game, we got social media and we have cameras at our disposal whenever, wherever. You have to put a story out. There's no shying away from the real. It's become a reality now that ghostwriting does exist. It's starting to expose some of the people who were necessarily uncomfortable talking about it at first. What do I think about it necessarily? As long as you're getting paid right, and I don't think you'd ever get paid right as a ghostwriter because I don't know if your publisher would be right. It'd be one set fee, if I'm not mistaken, and then it'd be a wrap. Unless your paperwork was constructed to where you're getting any kind of royalty off of it outside of that, you better really think good and careful about it because if you feel good in your investment, you might have something that could pay you forever. So be careful with it.
Right. What do you think about the 360 deals in the industry that a lot of these rappers do and R&B singers? What would be your approach to the game? Would y'all rather do it independently or sign to a major label if you had a choice? Because I heard the locks going back and forth. And there's pros and cons to both sides.
Right.
So what would y'all, without getting too personal,
Right.
what would y'all prefer to do?
Well, I mean, obviously the pro in being independent is your music releases to the masses at your disposal. You know what I mean? You decide what goes out, when it goes out, at the time it goes out. You have your own channel. You jump on YouTube. We could drop a record today, tomorrow, do an interview today, tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's at our will. You know what I mean? So the people decide. And now it does involve a lot of grunt work to where you're going to do your own marketing. You have to involve yourself in that kind of game. You have to involve yourself in your own, you have to start investing in yourself. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, then there's no real reason to be independent because you're going to put out your own money, but you receive all that back. Now, if you get a major, yeah, it's great to get a lump sum of money, but if you don't know what you're doing with that money and you out there doing dumb shit with it, then it all goes to waste. If you don't understand, you got to pay it back. If you know what you're doing with the money and you invested in the right things as in marketing, as in little things that you can recoup afterwards, then it may not be the worst side as long as the paperwork's right and your royalties are correct and things like that. And it just depends on the situation. I mean, if you got the right label throwing the right amount of bread at you and you in a situation where they can change your family's life, then it might not be the worst situation. If you're in the game and you already have a foot set, the independent, like as for example, I don't think the Locks will have any problem destroying it independently right now. I don't see a reason why the Locks would sign a major deal given their name. There's no reason. You can drop. Locks could drop an album tomorrow for free, and then tell you they dropping an album for sale next week, and we're all getting it. Just because we got love for the Locks, we want to hear their music. We thirst for their music. We thirst for that sound that isn't around right now. But your 120s, your people want to come up to where we have a little bit of a name, but not necessarily that Locks name or your Jodeci name, or maybe not in the game right now. But they can still go tour and sell out and make money. You feel me? A major deal, put in the right situation with the right money, may not necessarily hurt us.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting, man. Perspective that you broke down. I gotta ask you this. What do you think about Trump? Because recently a lot of R&B singers have been expressing their distaste for him. Rihanna, Azalea Banks. What do you think about Trump being in office? And you think it's going to change anything for you? Because some people say they still don't get their money, they still don't do anything. What do you think about Trump being in office?
I think us as a people, I hope that Trump is a wake-up call. And I say this in the sense that America, they're not playing with us anymore. You know what I mean? They haven't been playing with us for a long time. They're not playing with us now. And what I mean by us, I mean by black people. Make no mistake about it. And I think that we really need to become consciously aware of what's going to better us. And we can look through the panels of time and see a definite what word am I looking for? There's definitely a trend and similarity in how we've been treated. So how Trump would change it and what the uproar is when it comes to us, I don't really see much of a difference until we begin to want to start changing it ourselves. And I think that hopefully a wake-up call, Trump becoming in office, is a blessing in disguise for us. Once the smoke and mirrors of him coming office and us having fear and all this nonsense clears away. Hopefully, it could be a wake up call for us to start doing the right things and manifesting our money and putting our monies in the right situations so we can start becoming and calling the shots.
Right. So, on the way out, man, with any kid watching, you know what I mean, what would you, say to the children that's watching? What advice would you give the children, right now?
I love that question because I love the kids and they are our future and their kids are our future. So it's so important right now that we talk to them and we have them understand that the sky is the absolute limit for them, especially in this day and age. We are growing and we're putting an age right now where anything that you want is at your disposal, but they deliver it to you in such a negative way. They try to throw you in a direction where you want to thirst for negative things. Go the opposite of what people tell you. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it in front of people. Do it on your own. Go the opposite of what people tell you. Look at the other side. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to jump outside of your box and explore different things because it only will get you to expand your learning and expand your horizon that much more because they will definitely try to box you in and make you feel like you are in a situation where A and B are the only direction and it's not. You got the whole alphabet at your disposal. You can do what you want to do. You feel me? So just go. Sky's the limit. Don't always go with the trend. Do the opposite, and go grab what's yours. You know what I mean? Y'all are the future.